It was a special day in Tamarack, Florida, as the deputy sheriffs were being honored for their service throughout the year. This was celebrated in their routine city council ceremony, where all the officers were present. The day went exactly as planned. When it was time to announce Deputy of the Month, Joshua Galliardo was awarded with the title and was extremely proud and delighted with his achievement. However, things took an unexpected turn when a young man asked Joshua to come back on the stage with his microphone for a minute. Why did he do so? Baffled at this, everyone remained confused at what's happening. Turns out that the guy was none other than the city commissioner, Mike Gillen. He pointed out an incident that took place between himself and Joshua in 2015. Joshua was called to break up a fight. The commissioner, who had not been elected yet, was videotaping the incident just to collect some proof. But Joshua, in turn, accused Mike of resisting arrest by the officer. The matter didn't escalate, as the charges were quickly dropped when the video proposed that Mike indeed did nothing wrong. Nonetheless, Mike did not appreciate Joshua's actions and brought it up on stage while he was awarded with the prestigious award. He even mentioned that Joshua did not deserve the award and that he wasn't worthy of his position. This was followed by a funny thumbs up by Joshua, who looked like he couldn't care any less. The mayor backed Joshua up and announced that the department was indeed proud and appreciated the efforts of the sheriffs, which felt like a slap on the face for Mike. When questioned about the incident, Mike does agree that he could have reacted to the situation better. I was profoundly affected by my wrongful arrest. I had a flashback and a flood of emotions came back to me at the meeting, and so I spoke up. He said, but we bet Joshua regretted falsely accusing Mike that day. He probably regretted winning the award on that particular day even more, because this video was embarrassing to get through. Number 2, Jamie Kimball mystery. It is an officer's duty to serve his nation and arrest criminals who have broken the law. But what would you do if the suspect claims to be innocent? The second story on our list is filled with twists and turns. Jamie Kimball says she and her friend were out for a chill evening running errands and grabbing groceries with her 2 older children when she was accused of a criminal offense. The Fairfax County Police hit her moving car at 10 miles per hour. Shook by the incident, Kimball was just trying to figure out what just happened. The Fairfax County Police were just performing their duty when they attempted to stop a felony vehicle along Richmond Highway. Jamie Kimball and her 2 kids, who were in the backseat of the car, were approached with guns from these officers, who claimed that the young mom had performed criminal activity a few days prior. Kimball, who was terrified about her own safety and that of her kids, kept denying these accusations, but the cops remained certain about their claims. But here is where things get interesting. When the date of the criminal activity that was accused on Kimball was revealed, a shocking new discovery was made, which changed the face of the case. It was uncovered that the exact same date of the crime scene turned out to be the same day when Kimball was in the hospital having her newborn. How could that even be possible? Did the officers falsely accuse Kimball? Well, not completely. Further investigation suggested that the officers convicted Kimball not due to her identity, but rather because of her car. The case got less complicated when Kimball indicated that the title of the car was only recently transferred into her name. Her new ownership had not yet been updated with the Department of Motor Vehicles properly, and hence the officers who found the car earlier in a criminal case believed the suspect to be driving the car yet again. Kimball pointed out that she didn't receive any alert to pull over. No lights, no siren, no anything. And everything happened so quickly. All I knew at that point that I was in pain. I wanted to know that my babies were okay in their back, and I didn't know why the hell I was being stopped. "Oh," said Kimball. She expected a thorough apology from the Fairfax County Police for the traumatizing event that took place. It's not something that can be taken back. We didn't receive an apology for how we were treated, specifically my children. My daughter's 5 years old and my son is 1. I don't feel like they should have had to experience or witness something like that. We do think Kimball deserves an apology for the damages induced, and we are certain that Fairfax County regretted the way they were hasty while accusing Kimball. Finally, for our top story in today's video, we have this awful incident by Officer Hernandez from Miami. The Miami police officer received immense backlash when the video of him slamming a handcuffed woman on the ground from the car went viral. The officer was captured grabbing a lady by her neck and dragging her out of the back seat of the car and subsequently slamming her on the floor. That's no way to treat a human. The suspect, who was a young woman in her early 20s, was exceptionally injured and laid unconscious in the ground for 15 minutes due to the officer's rage. The rough arrest was, ironically enough, caught in camera by the body cam that Officer Hernandez had on him while he was on duty. Talk about karma. The arrest was based on accusations of vandalism on the woman. As soon as she was cuffed and seated in the back seat of the police vehicle, the lady started disobeying the officers and started spitting on the argument. One thing led to the other, and before you knew it, Officer Hernandez had her slammed on the floor. The rough arrest went through an investigation panel where it was unanimously decided that Officer Hernandez no longer be part of the Miami Police Department. His actions were severely punished, and rightfully so. The paramedics were quickly brought to the scene, and they scrutinized the officer's actions. However, Hernandez kept defending himself and his violent action. The case, after review by the prosecutors and civilians panel, was put under the claims of police conduct, which resulted in Hernandez's resignation. The suspect's father was interviewed about the incident and questioned about how his daughter was doing. Despite not wanting to go on camera, he revealed that he was very much upset with the incident. He added that the happening has taken a huge toll on his daughter and that it would take a long time for her to get over the physical and emotional trauma that was caused to her. We hope the suspect and her family find hope and courage to get over this incident. And we are more than certain that Officer Hernandez would never treat another woman the way he did ever.
September 13th, 2020, Trooper Jackson Little of the Arkansas State Police conducted a traffic stop on a person who only identified himself as James. Little suspected that James was speeding. There is relatively little evidence regarding this interaction, and it cannot conclusively confirm James's identity. So let's watch the video further and see what happens.
Down all the way, man.
Why is that?
Roll down all the way so I can talk to you better.
We can talk, right?
Roll down all the way. I'm not asking, I'm telling you.
What law is that?
Why are you starting this, man?
The trooper advises the man to roll down all the way so he can talk to him better, but the man swears that he can talk with it all the way down. There's no law according to him, and if so, please tell him.
Yes,
We can talk.
I'm not trying to be rude to you, anything like
I'm
that.
really not trying to be rude to you either, but
So what's the deal? Why don't you want to roll down all the way?
because I don't
Why
have
don't you
to.
want to?
I just,
You just trying to be difficult?
I'm not trying to be difficult. Do you want my license registration?
Yeah, if you don't care.
The trooper tells him that he's not trying to be rude to anyone, to which the man responds he's not trying to be rude to anyone. But the trooper replies, "So what's the deal? Why don't you want to roll it down?" The man then responds, "I don't want to. I'm not trying to be difficult. Do you want my license registration?"
What's the reason for stopping me? If you
First
don't-
off, okay, I'm Trooper Jackson Little with the Arkansas State Police, okay?
I appreciate that.
The reason I'm pulling you up for speeding. How fast you're going?
I do.
How fast are you going?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Okay, I got you going 87 into 65, man. That's a little quick.
The man asked the trooper what the reason is for stopping him. The trooper then responded by saying, "I'm going to pull you over for speeding. Are you aware of how fast you are going?" The man then responds by saying he's not going to answer that question in any way.
I got this dash cam here,
Yeah.
and it records my speed.
Okay, how fast does it say you're going?
I'm not going to answer that question, but
Okay.
I know it wasn't that. This is
Okay.
registration,
How fast do you think you were
insurance.
going, please?
I'm not going to answer that.
Okay.
I'm really not trying to be difficult with you, sir.
So what's the deal then?
The man then replies he got a dash cam here that records his speed, and he is not going to answer at what speed he is going. Next, he gives his registration to the trooper.
Well, what deal?
Why are you just being so defensive and argumentative?
With what?
Everything I'm saying.
Well, I don't believe.
Not being popular, rolling the window down. It's not a huge deal. I'd like to talk to you better, instead of.
I think that we're talking fine, though, aren't we?
The trooper asks him if he's not being rude, then why is he being defensive and argumentative? What's the deal?
With you, but
Okay.
let's start over.
Okay.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
My name's James. You have my
Nice to
ID
meet you,
here.
man.
And I just don't. The reason for the window, I'm not trying to be defensive or
Yeah, yeah,
argumentative or anything.
Yeah.
I just don't like to have it all the way down.
Why's that?
I just don't.
Why's that, man?
I just don't. you know?
Okay. Everyone's different, I guess.
Everyone is a little different, yeah.
Yeah.
You like it down, I don't, it's-
Okay.
The man says, "How about we start over? I don't want to fight with you, so let's put that aside from now. Can we try again? I'm James, and this is my ID." The trooper then asked him, "I noticed that you like to keep the windows partly open. I'm curious why that is." The man answered again, "Please understand that I'm not trying to defend myself or argue with you. I just want to see things from your point of view. I'm not trying to be rude or anything. I just don't feel good with the window all the way down." The trooper asked the man if he thought he was going too fast. The man says that he doesn't want to talk about it and uses his right to stay quiet under the Fifth Amendment.
I don't think it's a huge deal to not.
Something, you know, if you don't think you're going that fast, something could be wrong with your car or something, man. You know, you never know that.
2021.
Nothing like that, man.
I'm not trying to be rude either.
I know you're being nice now, so I appreciate that.
Well, I feel like I've been nice.
The cop again tries to use his right, saying you never know, even if you don't think you're going that fast, something could be wrong with your car or something. The man says, "It's 2021. It's nothing like that, and I'm not trying to be rude."
Sure. Okay. Those little things can mean a lot sometimes, man. For all you know, you could be trying to hide something, anything like that. So those are just little clues. I'm not saying you are. Not accusing
Well,
you
we're
of
just
anything.
operating within the bounds of the law right now, aren't
What do
we?
you say?
Are we just operating within the bounds of the law right now?
We are.
Then
But those are just little clues, man. I mean, it's not.
The officer gets cranky and says little things matter to me a lot sometimes. Man, for all you know, you could be trying to hide anything or something along those lines.
me. And you don't have the legal grounds to tell me to roll my window all the way down. That's the only thing. That was a lie.
A lie?
Yeah.
It's not a lie.
The man then asks if they're simply operating within the law, to which the trooper replies they are. The man says it's just a little strange that you're demanding I do something you said you're not asking, you're telling me, and you don't have the legal grounds to tell me to roll my window all the way down. That's the only thing that was a lie.
All the way down.
Like I said, it's speeding, man. It's not a huge deal.
And I understand that, and that's why I feel like we got off on the wrong foot, because you were telling me to do something that I don't have to.
The trooper's just on the stubbornness of why he's not rolling his window down, and the man says it's not the law to roll it down, so he's not going to.
I don't think you violated anything right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal. Good deal.
No, I think we have a disagreement on what the law says on the window.
Like, what's the deal, man? Honestly, like, what?
Well, there's zero deal.
Trooper continues to ask the man why he won't roll it down all the way, and in many cases interprets the man's unwillingness to assist the inquiry as animosity. Refusing to cooperate with an officer's inquiry does not constitute reasonable suspicion of criminal behavior.
I don't know. Why don't
I'm
you
just
like-
curious of why you're so stuck on it.
It just blows my mind. Like, why can't you just roll it down all the way, man? Like, what's?
It blows my mind that you can't let it go. I thought we moved past this.
It's just a little funny to me, man. I'm behind the whole cop thing. I'm just kind of curious why you won't do it.
I just don't.
This time, the man gets annoyed and says, "I'm just curious as to why you're so fixated on it. It just blows my mind. You can't let it go. I thought we'd moved on." But then the trooper responds, "It's just kind of funny to me, man. I'm just behind the whole cop thing. I'm just kind of curious."
Did I hurt you or anything like that?
I
Just do my job.
fully believe that, you know,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm allowed to have my defenses up, right? Do you believe I'm going to hurt you?
No, I don't.
But you got your defenses up, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it's just a natural
All the stuff
thing.
going on, I guess. It's
Sure,
kinda natural
yeah,
stuff, you
yeah.
know?
This time, the man explains, "Well, I guess so. A man with a gun walks up to my car. I'm not happy that my defense is strong. Do you think I'm going to hurt you? I don't, but you've got your guard up, so it's only natural."
But I
I appreciate that.
yeah, I have my ways I got to do things.
Yeah. I was just saying behind the whole cop thing, I was just kind of curious why you didn't want to go, like, behind the whole.
At last, the cop agrees with what the man is saying and says everyone is different. The officer says that his records are clear, but it's a warning, so he still wants to know at what speed he was driving.
Just hang tight here, okay?
Sure.
Put your stuff back, man. Here's what we're doing, okay?
It's all right.
Your record looks pretty dang good. I didn't see a speeding warning or ticket on there, okay?
Okay.
On you out for the warning, okay?
I
I know
really
you don't think
appreciate
you're going that
this.
fast, but
Even when the trooper provides him a warning and promises him he'll not write him a ticket, the man continues to refuse to answer questions.
Going that fast.
how fast?
I
Is it for beyond that? How fast was it? Did it say
really
go?
can't answer that question.
Well, I'm not writing you a ticket, man. It's a warning, so I'm just curious what it says.
I understand.
I'm not gonna,
But there's a formality that's got to take place there.
what do you mean formality?
My right to remain silent on things.
I'm not going to walk back there and rewrite a ticket, man. I can promise you. I'm just curious.
I can
Yeah.
promise I won't
You
answer
have
the
my
question.
word. I'm not going to do that. I promise you. That's on my camera.
Nothing, however, would legally preclude the trooper from changing his mind and issuing a penalty after the warning was issued. After the additional warning, the man's protection against self-incrimination was preserved. If James confesses to speeding, the police could collect his dash cam footage and use it against him in court if they secure a warrant for the digital data.
Hey, man, what's your name again?
My name's James.
Okay, nice to meet you, man. I'm
You too.
Jackson. Nice to meet you.
You too. What was your badge number?
587.
587. Is any of that going to be on the?
Let's see. Should be. Yeah, name's right there. Badge number's right there, okay?
Perfect, man.
But yeah, besides that, man,
James was completely within his rights to continue to refusing answer questions due to the risk of self-incrimination and the dashcam video being utilized as evidence against him. James left the scene without incident after receiving his warning and requesting the trooper's badge number. On the same day as the incident, James posted the dashcam video on his YouTube account, although it is unknown whether he took any more action. Overall, the trooper receives a grade of B- because despite maintaining a pleasant demeanor, he gave James orders that were questionable from a legal standpoint and persisted in pressuring him to give up his right to stay silent.
What's going on, guys?
Not much.
What's up? Is this your car?
Well, it's a rental right now. My car's been shot.
The Des Moines Police Department is currently embroiled in a legal issue after it was sued for the sum of $75,000. During the arrest of the plaintiff, it is alleged that the agency caused both physical and emotional harm to the plaintiff.
Couldn't even drive and I.
Okay. So it's your car, though? Did they give you a fob or something?
My car, officer.
Did they give you a key fob or something? Or?
Yes, sir. Officer.
An investigation has been opened into this matter. Investigations and legal proceedings have been initiated so that we may determine how credible the claims are and ensure that justice is done for all involved parties.
Shake on the ground, and your buddy's giving me the idea that maybe he's got a gun.
Officer Kyle Tice, a seasoned law enforcement officer, handled a routine traffic stop in a manner that was both professional and efficient. He was concerned about the well-being of everyone and questioned everything from firearms to drugs in great detail. The unruffled demeanor with which Officer Tice approached the situation, as well as his continuous questioning of key topics.
There's no shake on the floor?
Officer.
Okay. All right. And you don't have any weapons on you, you said?
Officer, that is correct.
You don't got no weapons on you?
Officer.
Go ahead and step out, Montre. Yep, I just told you why. 3 times. You want me to recap again?
Officer, look, my hands is up.
Yep, your hands are up, and now I'm asking you to step out of the car.
I gave you my ID.
Demonstrated his commitment to preserving public safety on the highways. Officer Tice's demeanor shifted, and he took on an aggressive tone despite the fact that the driver had been helpful up until this point.
Go to jail. I would expect you to please listen. I mean, I told you I'm a cop. Face the car when you step out. Face the car when you step out. Face the car when you step out. Don't flex. Don't flex. I don't know what you're doing, man, but you need to knock that off. I mean, your heart is thumping, dude. Like, you're beaten.
Officer, please don't.
Don't what? Have a seat.
Okay.
Have a seat. I think that your buddy has a gun, so I need you to step in the car.
You think my buddy has a gun?
He's acting funny. Step in the car, please.
Officer,
If you don't step in the car, you're going to jail for sure.
Tice reached for his handcuffs while exuding an air of power, and he used them to bind the driver. Even if the driver cooperated with the officer's demands, the officer's actions nevertheless presented an unsettling display of power, and the unwarranted use of force frightened the witnesses.
Somebody sitting there like that, like there's a gun right where you know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, that's what happened.
The lawsuit was settled for a total of $75,000, with the city agreeing to pay each of the plaintiffs $25,000 as part of the agreement. Despite this, the ruling sheds light on prospective issues that may arise in the future in legal matters. Officer Tice is the subject of yet another formal complaint, and other law enforcement personnel have been accused of engaging in racial profiling and arbitrary detentions. The fact that the City Council did not pass an ordinance to outlaw pretextual stops means that a great deal of unresolved business remains. An unfortunate event that has stoked controversy led to the arrest of a black quarterback by a law enforcement officer who discovered bird droppings on the quarterback's vehicle. The quarterback, whose identity has been omitted to protect his privacy, was involved in an incident that took place after he parked his vehicle close to a nearby park.
Bird shit?
Yeah.
That ain't bird shit.
I promise you that's bird doo-doo.
I promise you it's not, though.
I swear to God that's bird doo-doo.
Well, I swear to God it's not, because I just tested it and that turned pink.
You can see it on the windshield.
That's not bird poop.
I swear to God that's bird doo-doo.
That's not bird poop.
I swear to God.
That's a lot of bird shit, man.
I tried to clean it last night at the gas station. You can.
I can still wipe it off.
It's bird doo-doo.
All right. Okay. No, I don't.
On the hood of his automobile, unbeknownst to him, a filthy deposit had been left behind by a flying bird. An officer arrived on the scene after receiving a report from a concerned resident and questioned the quarterback about the claimed damage done to his vehicle. The officer's questions focused on whether the quarterback was responsible for the damage. The officer made the choice to arrest the quarterback, notwithstanding his explanation, citing a questionable charge of vandalism as the basis for his judgment. Concerns have been raised as a result of the incident over the practice of racial profiling, as well as the disproportionate targeting of people of color by police enforcement. A substance that appeared to be cocaine was found in the vehicle that the quarterback was driving, which led to the controversy that surrounded him. However, additional testing established beyond a reasonable doubt that it was, in fact, bird poop and not an unlawful substance. The quarterback's reputation was severely damaged as a result of the fraudulent test results, which generated an outcry. The quarterback may now exhale a sigh of relief now that this information has been revealed, although at the same time, questions are being raised about the accuracy and reliability of the initial testing protocols. By 2010, the police crime lab considered discontinuing methamphetamine and cocaine testing kits. Technology and the need for more precise and efficient drug identification led to the decision. The outmoded kits typically produced equivocal or incorrect results, hindering drug-related prosecutions. To assure high-quality forensic analysis, the department sought newer, more advanced testing methods. This innovative effort is intended to improve the crime lab's ability to combat the ever-changing drug crime landscape and provide justice in the face of illicit drugs.
I don't. Huh? I don't.
Why are you filming? Why are you filming?
Am I being detained?
What?
Can I leave? Am I being detained?
For a moment. Why don't you go ahead and shut that off?
An uncomfortable situation develops when a man records an incident with a camera and focuses on a law enforcement official in the middle of the action.
No, actually, no.
Turn around and face away from him. Do you have any weapons on you? Do you have any weapons on you? Do you have any weapons, sir? Yes or no? Do you have any weapons? Yes. Answer me yes or no, please. Relax.
I don't consent to searches, sir.
I'm doing this for my safety. This is a pat-down search. I have no idea why you're filming the police department, the cars in the parking lot, or filming me. Leave it alone.
He addresses the officer with self-assurance as he asserts his legal rights and inquires as to whether or not he's being held against his will. His tone conveys a sense of resolve. There's a healthy dose of both doubt and suspicion in the air, as well as a strong determination to make sure that accountability is maintained.
What's your name and
still.
badge number?
Okay?
What's
Just
your name and
relax.
badge number?
You got any weapons on you?
No, I don't. What's your name and badge
What's it?
number?
It's not a knife, is it?
I don't have no knives on me. I don't have any weapons. Can I have your name and badge number, please?
Yeah, I'll give it to you in a second.
Okay. I'm not doing nothing illegal, Joe.
I don't know why you're filming us. Why are you walking along filming everything? Filming me.
Can I turn the camera around so they can see us?
No, turn around. They can listen to us. You got a recording. Leave it alone.
Why can't I turn the camera
Why
around?
don't you listen? Why do you have a difficult time following instructions? Why are you filming me?
I don't want to answer your questions, sir.
Why?
Get your supervisor out here, please.
No,
1564 is your badge number.
that's my badge number. That's right.
Okay, 1564.
Yep. Detective Kyler. Kyler.
Am I being detained?
You're free to go.
I'm free to go.
Don't videotape me no more.
The man's steady hand and unyielding dedication to defending his rights are obvious, which attracts the attention of spectators and emphasizes the significance of individual liberties. As the footage from the camera continues to play, the unfolding dialogue highlights concerns about the precarious equilibrium that exists between personal liberties and governmental restrictions.
Okay, so why was I detained?
I wasn't the officer. I have no idea.
For filming, I was detained.
Okay. If you were filming around a government building, a city government building, or anything, I'd want to come and see who you are too.
Okay, under suspicion of what crime was I detained for, though?
I want to see why you're filming the police department. We don't know who you are or what you're...
Is it a crime to film the police department, bro?
No. It's...
What's your badge number? 604?
Yep. You want me to write the name down for you?
Yes, please.
Sure.
This is ridiculous, guys.
The individual kept his position and steadfastly refused to provide approval for any searches to be conducted on his person. He calmly but firmly emphasized to the police that he was documenting the incident for the sake of protecting his own safety. His commitment was steadfast. His palm was securely wrapped around the camera he was holding, allowing him to capture every scene as it happened. The individual recognized the possible hazards that could arise from interactions with individuals who held positions of authority. Nonetheless, he was a firm believer in the efficacy of openness and responsibility. His unwillingness to cooperate with the search request was motivated by a desire to safeguard his legal standing and make certain that an accurate account of the exchange was preserved. The camera served as his defense mechanism, recording an act of defiance for the sake of individual liberty and fairness. After questioning him for quite some time, the police officer decided to let him go. As soon as the man's shackles were taken off, the tension in the room subsided, but the incident left him with a bad taste in his mouth, and he decided to submit a formal complaint against the police officer. He felt his rights had been trampled upon and sought redress through the proper means. The incident was brought to light and the officer's actions were reevaluated as a result of the complaint, which prompted an internal investigation. By sharing his story, the man hoped to spare others from going through what he had. The ACLU supports people's rights to videotape police in public. The ACLU recently stressed law enforcement transparency and accountability. The organization reminded law enforcement officials nationwide that civilians have the right to film police interactions. The ACLU also empowered and protected anyone who recorded police contacts with detailed rules. The ACLU promotes recording to improve police public relations.